Welcome back to Amazon Sanctuary 4K. Today, we are not going into the forest. Today, we are going down, far below the light. There is a mollusk that spends its adult life attached to the same spot in the sea. If something dangerous enters its home, it cannot run. It cannot remove the intruder from its own body. It cannot ask for help. And yet, within that silence, one of the most extraordinary transformations in the ocean is taking place. After this video, you may never look at a pearl the same way again. At first glance, the oyster seems far too still to deserve attention. A rough shell, closed, almost invisible against the seafloor. Fish pass by, shadows drift past, the current changes, and it remains there. But stillness can be deceiving. While the ocean seems to ignore it, the oyster never stops working. It filters the water for food. It responds to everything the sea brings. And when oysters grow together, they create living reefs, shelters for fish, crustaceans, and countless tiny lives that often go unseen. What appears motionless is actually sustaining movement. What appears empty is actually protecting life. Could you remain in the same place while all the dangers of the world passed before you? The shell holds another secret. On the outside, it is rough, heavy, and irregular. On the inside, in pearl-producing species, it is smooth, luminous, and almost liquid to the eye. That shining layer is called nacre, and it is what makes a pearl possible. But a pearl is not born from beauty. It is born from defense. One day, something foreign enters the soft body of the animal. It may be a parasite. It may be an organic fragment. It may be an invasion too small to see, yet large enough to cause discomfort. The oyster does not understand what has entered. It only knows that something does not belong. And then the slow work begins. Patiently, it coats the intruder with thin layers of nacre. One layer, then another, and another, without hurry, without drama, without rest. The foreign object does not disappear. The pain does not vanish. The threat does not return to the sea. But little by little, it stops hurting in the same way. What was rough begins to become smooth. What was dangerous begins to be isolated. What was an invasion begins to change form. If something wounded you from within and you could not remove it, what would you do? This is where the ocean changes its tone, because we humans call this a jewel. Luxury, desire, rarity. But for the oyster, the pearl was never an ornament. It was protection. It was a response. It was survival. And perhaps that is why it speaks to us so deeply. The pearl, shining in a display case, began as a problem the animal could not remove. There was no artistic intention, no vanity, no concept of value, only biological persistence, only a motionless creature trying to remain whole. This process can take a very long time, and no two pearls are exactly alike. Some are round and bright, others are oval. Some take irregular forms known as Baroque pearls. Many display shades of white, pink, gold, silver, green, or dark metallic tones. Nature does not work in copies. It responds to circumstance, species, time, and chance. That is why a perfect pearl may impress us. For centuries, people dove into dark waters searching for this hidden possibility. Today, most pearls are cultured. Human hands place a nucleus inside the mollusk to begin the process. The technique has changed. But the biological truth remains the same. Something foreign must be covered. Something vulnerable must be protected. Layer after layer, the oyster continues doing what it has always done, transforming irritation into something it can live with. That is why the pearl holds such a unique place among gemstones. Diamonds and rubies are born from the mineral world. A pearl is born inside a living creature. It carries mineral matter, but also the trace of a life that responded. It is beauty, but it is beauty with memory. And there is another quiet detail. Oysters help clean the waters where they live. They help build habitats. They help sustain other species. Even while remaining still, they continue giving more than they receive. That changes everything. When the world around them seems indifferent, they keep working. Without applause, without witnesses, without knowing their defense will one day be called beauty. Because the same animal that gave us one of Earth's most admired jewels also helps make its environment clearer and more alive. Would you trust a process so slow if you could not see the final result? Perhaps that is why the story of the pearl has endured for so long. Perhaps that is why it feels so deeply human. It forces us to reconsider what strength truly means. Not all strength roars. Not all strength runs. Not all strength wins through destruction. Some strength wins by protecting, sustaining, and enduring. Some strength wins without ever moving. Deep beneath the sea, the oyster does not transform pain into beauty by choice. It transforms pain into continuity. And sometimes, continuity itself is a miracle. Perhaps freedom is not escape. Perhaps freedom is refusing to let a wound decide what you ultimately become. The oyster remains below, filtering, closing its shell, opening it again, working in the darkness. While entire civilizations rise and disappear, the ocean continues this ancient, nearly invisible act. Layer by layer, day by day, tide after tide. So the next time you see a pearl under elegant light, try to look beyond the shine. See the patience, see the time, see the protection, see the silent creature that never knew it was creating something precious. And perhaps, just perhaps, you will realize that some of nature's greatest creations are not born from perfection. They are born from pressure, from care, from repetition, from the refusal to give up. Take a deep breath and join us again on the next journey through the wild world, here on Amazon Sanctuary 4K.